Hello comic book fans, this is your host Travis Collins, aka Duck Punch, and I'm back for another episode of Duck Punch Comics. Today is Thursday, and that means that we get the weekly previews for the books that I'll be reviewing next week. 16 books on the docket, maybe an extra one depending on if I can find it or not. Came out a couple weeks ago, could never find it, so it might make its way on here. Now, from DC Comics, we've got a pretty interesting list, including my favorite comic right now. First up, Batman Streets of Gotham, number 16. Last issue was very disappointing because it was not in the issue I thought I was picking up. Hopefully, Paul Dini, the normal writer, will be back to finish up his Hush story. That would be great, but I'm kind of nervous because the solicits make it sound like it might be more of that Two-Face crap story. Green Lantern Corps, number 52. This has really been sort of a boring title since the end of Blackest Night, dealing with the Alpha Lanterns and with Cyborg Superman. I really want to like this, but it's just been so boring. And with the way that Emerald Warriors has been blowing out of the park in 2 issues alone, that makes it really kind of hard to justify keep grabbing this. A book that doesn't necessarily need any justification, Justice League Generation Lost, number 10. This has been incredibly solid. Even though the last issue didn't really do that much, it was still a lot of fun to read. Definitely going to be grabbing this. Definitely looking, of all the Brightest Day tie-ins, this has been the best, hands down. Speaking of Justice League of America number 49. This is right off of the crossover with the Justice Society. I'm not really sold on getting this for a long time. I kind of want to just see what it's like. I'm not really crazy about the team, but James Robinson at least seems semi-competent, so I'm going to give him a shot. We'll see where this goes. Now, I mentioned a minute ago that my favorite title ever, or not ever, but my favorite title currently is coming out this week. That's right, if you've been watching this show, you know what it is. Power Girl, number 16. Can't wait for this one. Especially at the cliffhanger of last issue. Definitely want to see how Karen gets herself out of this. Such a good book. If you're not reading this, you probably don't like comic books. Just throwing it out there. Take it for what it's worth. Now, from Image, Dynamo 5, Sins of the Father, number 4. Now, this is the one I was kind of alluding to earlier. I could not find my number 3 issue. I went to like 3 different stores here in town. Couldn't find it at all. So I'm hoping that the store I normally go to will have finally gotten number 3. And if it does, I'll be reviewing number 3 and number 4. Since I really loved this book back when it was an ongoing, and I loved the first 2 issues of this miniseries. Jay Faber is always great. I love him. Now, from Marvel, Astonishing X-Men Xenogenesis number 3. This is a little side story, kind of spinning out of the Astonishing X-Men line. It kind of went on a hiatus to let Warren Ellis finish up his story, but it's back. And it's an interesting story. Not quite sure how it fits into anything, but it's alright. So, not sure how that's going to turn out. Avengers Academy number 4. This is about a 50-50 shot of this being my last issue of this. I have not been able to get into this comic. I'm hoping that this issue will kind of sell me on some things. I really want to see these, what all the hubbub is about. We'll see. I'm like about 50-50 on this one. Now, here's another one. Black Widow number 6. This has been, of all the books I get, I am the most surprised that this one is as good as it is. Black Widow has always kind of been one of those characters that's been on the Avengers and affiliated with the Avengers, but it's really kind of, whenever she gets her own ongoing, it's usually not that great. But this has been awesome. The first story arc was just balls to the wall great. And I'm looking forward to the new story arc, looking forward to seeing where things go from here. Definitely a fun read. Fantastic Four, number 583. This is Jonathan Hickman's work. You know, there's been a lot of criticism lately at the website I normally visit, the Outhouse, that he may not be as good as people say. And, you know, I kind of have to looking objectively, he does have some things that can really turn people off. And I really, you know, I defend him a lot, but I'm kind of getting to the point where, okay, I'm defending you, Mr. Hickman, payoff. That's kind of what I want to see. So, you know, I understand he's trying to build this humongous story, and I get that, but I would really like to see, you know, some justification for me continuing to get this title. So, we'll see. Now, a book that I need no justification for, Secret Avengers number 5. Man, this is the best Avengers book, hands down. They're going to be back on Earth. I'm really interested to see what Ed Brubaker does now that we know that Nick Fury, or someone who looks like Nick Fury, who might be Nick Fury, is up to no good. Kind of want to see what direction we go in. And I also kind of want to see about this secret organization that they've been chasing around. This has been really solid. The last issue was okay, but it was still the best of all the Avengers books that came out last month. Really looking forward to this one. Now, 2 Shadowland tie-ins, and you know my opinion by now of Shadowland. Daughters of the Shadow, number 2. The first issue wasn't bad. It's kind of hard to say anything too positive about it, just because I didn't really know too much about the characters, but it was decent. Decent enough for me to pick up the second issue. Now, a tie-in that was very good was Moon Knight. Shadowland Moon Knight number 2. This is really, I mean, the story was really, really fascinating. It's the idea that Khonshu, the Egyptian god who originally named our main character Jake as his avatar, the Moon Knight, has apparently picked another to be his avatar, since Jake's decided he doesn't want to kill people anymore. So that's really kind of a nifty story, especially with some of the other revelations of last issue. Definitely looking forward to picking this one up. Now, we had Thor last week, and guess what? We've got Thor next week. The grand debut of Matt Fraction's run on Thor. A lot of people are looking forward to this. I'm guarded, because in my opinion, Matt Fraction can start a story really, really well, and then it turns into absolute crap. Look at Invincible Iron Man, and especially look at his Uncanny X-Men. Really strong starts, and they're both terrible books right now. Horrible books. So we'll see. And speaking of Uncanny X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 528 also comes out next week. This is more of Generation Hope. She's running around trying to find the new mutants that have emerged since her return to our timeline. We'll see. The last 2 issues were really, really, really by the numbers, like paint by numbers. You could diagram them on the wall. So, we'll see. So there you go, guys. 16 issues coming out next week that I'll be grabbing. Hopefully we'll be able to review all of them. As always, leave comments. Let me know what you thought. If any of these sound interesting to you, let me know. I'll try and put them up first. Also, if you think I'm skipping some that I should be reading, let me know that too. I'll see what I can do. As always, have a great day, and thanks for watching.